Grey go-away bird. Alarming.
Yeah.
Sounds awfully like an iPhone. Good morning everyone and welcome back to the Sofa Safaris. I am Brogan and this is Derrick, and we are hopefully going to make you smile with our morning safari. We don't exactly know what we're going to look for, but there was talk of lions and maybe a buffalo herd, so yeah, sit back and enjoy. A bit of a guess as to which side of this quarry bush he's going to go, but I'm assuming this one. He's just got a bit of a... Okay, no, there isn't a path, but nonetheless... Oh, there is a path. I lied. Hello, my boy. He's using a little game path here. He doesn't have to really worry about ticks too much. But I'll go on about that now. You will have noticed, or you might have noticed, the fact that he wasn't physically gripping any food or anything. He was literally curling his trunk and smelling us. So he was walking past us, smelling us, and their sense of smell is incredibly good. It's a lot better than most domestic dogs. But yeah, like I was saying with the ticks, when they walk through areas like this, they don't have to worry too much. Most of their skin is so thick. There's only a specific species of tick that actually can bite into an elephant and get blood. They've got the special mouth appendages. There's a little bird just behind the elephant's trunk and tusks there. That is a fork-tailed drongo, and it's actually a very, very clever bird. It hunts for insects, but it actually utilizes quite a few animals' movements to disturb the insects, and therefore it can grab the fleeing insects from the sky. Derrick has just found wild dog tracks on our cut line, well, between the two properties. We can traverse on both of them, but nonetheless, that's really good. We have had updates of the wild dogs having an altercation or an interaction with some lions. Unfortunately, there is only one pup left. But this is the best way to keep tabs on them, is to follow them, find them and document them. This is the den site that we're looking at here. There's a big tamboti and then the big termite mound. With your wild dogs in a den site, you typically will have one adult with the pup or pups just to look after them, and then alarm call for when there's other predators and the pups can go into the den. Because of this whole shake-up with the lions and whatnot, there is a bit of the dogs are a bit worried and moving, I think, around constantly. So my idea is that we would find an adult here, then we'd obviously know that there's a baby inside the hole there. The fact that there's nothing here, we haven't heard anything really. I think they were coming through, smelling and then carrying on. So I would say they've probably gone to this den site and then to the other den site where the problems occurred. And this might be their trip on the way out, because there's nothing here. These all look like big bulls. You can see the size of their horns. Really oversized on their skull. The females have a recessed horn. He's enjoying that scratch, eh? Sure.
Having a nice time.
Proper, eh? You can see nothing's going to bother him now. So they've got a lot of ticks and ectoparasites in their body, so they do get, like you see, get quite excited when they have the idea of being able to pull off a tick that's been irritating them. Oh, there it is. Derrick has pointed out there's two that are also fighting. They're all running around. Oh, there's a lot of activity. A small portion of that herd of buffalo coming through to drink some water. Now your buffalo do need to drink water twice a day. You guys hear that? It's the oxpecker's alarm calling. That isn't really anything to worry about, although the buffalo seems to think otherwise. But yeah, you have your yellow and your red-billed oxpeckers on that buffalo in particular. One or two keen birders will hear the difference in the calls there. So we saw a few lions tracks this morning, but it sort of deviated to a direction we weren't going to go for those buffalo. So they have subsequently been found afterwards, so we're going to go and have a look at them. So luckily enough for us, as we arrived, a wildebeest across the clearings behind us came through and got this big male lion's attention. So he sat up a little bit, which is nice. You can see he's got his eyes closed now. They do sleep most of their days. They are very, very big and do run very, very hot if they are walking around in the hot African sun. So they tend to relax as much as they can. The other male, the brother of the male we saw previously, part of the coalition, the Plains Camps, and this is one of the Battalier females, I believe. I'm assuming this will be mom. The daughters are actually mating with other males as well as these males. So they are moving around quite a bit in our property at the moment, doing what they naturally should be doing, trying to reproduce at that sort of age. Your lions, you never know if they are going to survive even till tomorrow. So their main thing is obviously to eat and to reproduce. Make sure that you reproduce so that your superior genetics or your perceived superior genetics are passed on. That's why there's always a constant battle and a fight for mating rights for females. Every male has been programmed and hardwired to think that his genetics are superior, and then you'll get two that will fight, and then the most superior genetics will come out. We just heard some impala alarm calling, I'd say maybe 1.5 kilometers away, not even that within that. Alrighty guys, so for myself and from Derrick and these lovely lions who are, maybe we'll get some special before we get to say anything. See how he's intently looking at her? She is, he's looking to mate with her. She is leaking a bit, she is urinating a little bit, and that will help him to actually figure out her hormone levels. So mongoose are now alarm calling, they're twee, but you'll see he will actually, hopefully he will fleeman or phlegm grimace. So it's a facial expression that is utilized and needed for them to pick up on the estrogen and progesterone levels in that urine. So we can sort of see it from here. So he's showing his teeth, his top canines and everything. And that is basically fully utilizing the Jacobson's organ, which most of your mammals have. We don't have it. We just talk to the other human. But these guys utilize this to actually pick up on the hormones of the female and other individuals, testosterone and all that. Alrighty guys, so we are making our way around. There's a little drainage line tributary that we can't drive through, that obviously she and they can walk through. We might have an altercation with these lions and the elephants, although the lions will typically sit and wait for those animals to move off. They actually don't like confrontation. But there's our beautiful girl with the male directly behind her. I can hear the wildebeest now alarm calling. Yeah. She's scent marking there. You can see her mammary glands are still quite distended, so she's producing milk, which means her babies are still alive. And this boy's babies. So you might find he'll go to the same quarry bush or same bush, and he might urinate the same way. Here's the elephant bulls. They have stopped somewhat. The wildebeest is still alarm calling for the male lion and the female lion approaching. I don't think these elephants have noticed the lions coming, and come to think of it, I don't think they will. She is moving off in a different direction. Okay, you can see he's very wary of that elephant bull that's just behind us. He's obviously had an altercation or something with an elephant before. Speed has picked up somewhat in the clearings because he knows he can be seen in the clearings. Okay, so he's literally, your animals, okay, we can see there, your animals literally do not use tracks to track animals. We track using their tracks to find them. These guys use their sense of smell to physically find, and it's a lot easier because smells can go through the bush when an animal can go around it, so you get the smell a lot quicker, just as long as you can understand the smell. Our sense of smell is not that good. We know what a casserole or something smells like because it's a lot of smell, but a lion coming down the road here, unless it urinates, we don't know. Unless we know they have the tracks, we can't smell. These guys will smell it, smell the urine, and be able to know direction, time, sort of time frame in which the animal's there as well. It's very interesting. So this whole situation that we've been watching, it's obviously little bits of pieces of a puzzle. We just don't know what the outcome of that puzzle, once we've finished building it, looks like. But we had the Impala's alarm calling down the ways here, and a lot of other noises that would suspect us to think that there is another individual, lion-wise maybe the same pride, that she's going to. As well, bearing in mind she's the mother of the cubs, and she will know where the den site is, and that's why we are still with her. We want to see if she goes to the den site. So I would imagine this would probably be the last sort of movement these animals would do today. It's been rather cold this morning, a bit chilly. Obviously they're full of fur, so they don't feel the cold as much as us, but they will most certainly feel the heat more than us because of that fur. So like we saw them earlier sleeping and relaxing in the shade there's a very good reason why they had to get up. Well, they had to have a good reason to get up and move because it is getting warm. And you see how she's now sniffing, stopping, looking into the bush. She's trying to find the other individuals, I would say, like Derrick. Exactly going to what Derrick is saying. There's some purpose in the way that she is walking, and there's obviously definite purpose in him walking, following her. He doesn't exactly know, or he might not exactly know where the actual den side is, where the pups are, where the babies are, the cubs. See, look at this. See how that whole demeanor's changed completely? We have no idea what's there, but that's not a demeanor of cubs or anything. It might be some impalas. Okay, so those impalas that were alarm calling earlier, she's now seen them and she's gone into literal hunt mode. Everything stiffens up, ears straight, and that very definite, more definite walk. The only now problem is you have an animal that's a quarter of a ton walking behind you that doesn't know what's happening, and an even bigger one bringing the tail that hasn't even seen them walking in there. So he can just trundle through the bush and destroy the hunt. I don't really want to get too close because if we make a lot of noise, the animals will look this way, and the lions are between the impala and us. So inherently the impala is going to look this way for the noise, and obviously it won't come right. Or might not. We have the brother coming through. Wasn't much in the way of energy used when potentially looking for those impala there. I think just slowly walking around, and then they noticed her. It is still dense. There's a lot of grass, a lot of vegetation, and as we are going into the drier portion of winter, we have had a very, very wet summer, so the grass was starting to wilt and starting to harden up and dry up, and that actually makes a lot more noise when you're walking through the grass. Their fur is not very soft. It doesn't really cushion noise. It rubs up against the vegetation they walk through. So they do make a fair amount of noise. That being said, they aren't a bull in a china shop. They literally can hunt and be as quiet as they can through any bush. They just have to really put their mind through it or to it. But that being said, they are very big, and it's about a 1 in 5 chance of them becoming successful with a hunt. So very, very unsuccessful success rate, but they are still around. They're endangered, but that's because of us humans. So with these two males, there is still a dominancy hierarchy, if you were, between the two. So that walking backwards and growling a little bit was just a beware to the brother. The brother has moved. He's just behind us, about 20, 30 odd meters, and that has not made his brother happy. Quite a big color difference if you look at the male and the female. Obviously these animals do vary in color from individual, not just sex or age or anything, just individuals, but for the most part they are this tawny color for a male, and the females have a little bit more golden in their fur. Some would like to argue that female lions do hunt more so, or they are more successful. It might be because of the lack of the mane and the more ginger or golden color. So he's going to do the Fleeman grimace again. It is true your females do hunt more. They need to hunt because of the babies. And these males, they do take the lion's share when the female makes a kill and they're in the area. They do come and steal the kill away, and that often would mean the mom and the moms and the females moving off and going to try and find something else to go and kill to feed themselves. They've just used energy to actually bring something down and now have it stolen. So it is a hard life for mostly for females, and males have a different role. They fight each other. They fight other females. There's those proper Fleeman grimaces showing us now. But your females have it hard. It's the same as your leopards. I think your females are a better all-round hunter. Your males hunt very differently. You won't really see them hunting during the day. It's not to say they will never, but most of the hunting happens at night. They are just on a quarter of a ton, so hiding that around during the day is quite difficult. So we're on the move again, and with some haste. So seeing as they have settled down, it looks like they are settling down. Earlier I got it wrong, so we are going, this is our second take. Well, she is yawning. That is indication of her getting up, but for the most part it is going to be us saying goodbye to you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode and our little injection of bush for you in your life and your happiness. We're going to do it a third time. No idea where the brother is. I think he might still be sitting there. I mean, the distance we found him in. Okay, Derrick's saying he's still in the back there. So I would say maybe he understands that distance still needs to be that distance. So as you can see, the lions are settling down again for the third time. They obviously like us following and videoing them. They enjoy it. I think it's the makeup. The whole thing takes a long time, but they enjoy it. Yeah, so we are going to leave them be, and we are also going to say goodbye. I hope you guys enjoyed this installment of the sofa safaris, and I hope you enjoy your sofa safaris after this as well. So yeah, from myself and from Derrick, goodbye.
Yeah, cheers, guys. It was a great morning. Thank you very much.